Your beloved, your sweetheart, the person you desire may have made a statement, whether about the relationship or contact in general. Yeah, no, I don't want a relationship anymore. No, when it's over, it's over, and it's definitely finished. Or even when it comes to contact, that he says, no, I don't want any more contact, no personal meetings. And you're left standing there with that statement. That's what you got, and then no more reaction. And now you're wondering, is that even true? Is it really like that? What I received in that statement, or is there something else behind it? And that's what we're going to look at now. We're tapping into the energy now, the most present energy that wants to reveal itself. And dear ones, we are working with a collective. Person cards are gender neutral, and a collective reading may not apply to everyone, and not 100% either. So you always pick out what resonates with you. You adapt it, especially when it comes to person cards or different situations. This applies to both male and female counterparts. And now let's take a look. A very, very warm hello, a heartfelt, loving hug to each and every one of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your loyalty here on the channel. I appreciate it more than words can say. And a warm welcome to everyone new who has joined us. It's wonderful to have you here. Thank you again for all your heartfelt, kind comments. I truly appreciate it beyond words. It also means a great deal to me, really. And yes, now let's see what I find here. Oops, the cards were upside down again. What the energies want to show regarding your loved one is true. He doesn't want any more contact or a relationship. So when it comes to a breakup, let's take it generally as a breakup, but whether he really means it that way or what's behind it. Let's see what shows up here and take a look. So we have the Ace of Pentacles right here in front of us on the table. And with the Ace of Pentacles, the very first thing that comes up is this lack of direction. There's an uncertainty visible. And very strongly, the material aspect is present, showing a pragmatic side of your loved one. And as I said, uncertainty. But despite all that, there's still something to be seen here with this opportunity. This waiting for a chance definitely has something to do with himself. With his being, for himself, but also when it comes to the relationship here. And there, it also shows this card also represents the beginning of something. And then came the break. And I will take another close look at that. We will definitely get clarity. Let's see what else is being shown here. Okay, now we have the coins again. We have the Two of Coins. And the Two of Coins is here. There's also a bit of a lack here. Yes, this balance, this equilibrium, because I also see your loved one coming through very strongly here. With this disorganization and this rigidity as well, this inner restlessness, and then remaining stuck in this rigidity so that there's really no significant movement happening here. We're now back in the area that concerns a relationship. And there's this rigidity and this restlessness, this lack of balance. Maybe he's also well, actually. Let's scratch that for a moment. Maybe he's also just moving through things in a rather casual way right now. Yes, but this casualness that's also being shown, that has a reason as well. So this up and down, and again, this adapting, this up and down, sometimes yes, sometimes no, and this back and forth, this inner restlessness, this lack of balance, there's definitely something behind that. What's occupying him there has to do with himself. So relationship and this lack of balance, this back and forth, I'll put it like this. Sometimes left, sometimes right, sometimes left, sometimes right. And maybe you've also sensed this uncertainty in your loved one. But despite all that, what's also showing up here, what's still inside him is this curiosity as well. There's still something there, something dormant in him when it comes to curiosity. A bit of curiosity now, energetically directed toward you. And if we now have the Fool card, we see curiosity showing up again here. Maybe it's a bit childlike or childish. And this carefree attitude, which he has shown again and again. And when we look at this back and forth, which we see here again, And for him, it's like, oh, he really doesn't know what to do. But it's also about the beginning, a new start, because something here is changing. Something he couldn't grasp, something he might not have known before. And that's a big issue. So let's see what else comes up here, what's really going on. Because something isn't right here. And so far, everything still seems so uncertain to me that he's firmly convinced of it. But I don't want to go out on a limb just yet. After all, we don't know what else will be revealed here. I find him adorable with a heart of gold. Okay, I think some of you have already noticed what's being revealed here. We have a very clear statement. Your person of the heart is still preoccupied with you, and this withdrawn behavior that's showing up here, yes. With your person of the heart, it's showing that he or she is not being honest with themselves, and at times hasn't always been honest with you either. And now, relating to the question of whether he really meant it seriously, whether it's about a breakup between the two of you, that it's about the breakup, that it's over, finished, done, and never again. And once it's over for good. But that's far from being the end of the story. No, not even any contact. The breaking off of contact, I see that here as well. That's his issue, his own issue. This imbalance, this tendency to get offended quickly, this childish, childlike behavior, which we've already seen before, is being shown here again. And here it is. His thoughts keep circling back. It's very clear to communicating with you. You are still a central focus for your loved one, no matter how long it's been. So it really doesn't matter how long it's been. And this statement, the statement that was made, is because deep down he's completely insecure. We see it again here. The Uno, the insecurity, the imbalance, and that's why he runs away, shuts down. He shuts down very quickly, unable to make a decision. And that's what it was about, this decision, the stability, because he knew he actually feels that you are an absolutely great match for him, the perfect counterpart, if I may put it that way. And it's like this, there's this, oh, I don't know this, right? For him, it means a complete adjustment, a major change to fully embrace stability and this sense of family. And that's exactly what he felt with you. I see him here acting on impulse. I see him caught in a lie. I see him out of balance. And this deep down, he's actually disappointed in himself. This superficiality, this materialism that we've also seen is showing up here again. It's like the external world is extremely important, as you've always noticed. That has nothing to do with you on the outside. It's just that his intention was always focused outward. And he has never really been honest with himself. No matter what he said or anything like that, I mean, I can't repeat every single word that was said, but when it comes to feelings, emotions, feelings towards himself, I always have the sense, or when it comes to relationships, I always feel that he has never truly arrived in a relationship. And then you come along, that's when I have the encounter with you. That's when I feel my heart being touched. That's when it deepened, and all of a sudden it happened so quickly, it became more, and suddenly it was like an avalanche for him. Wow, this is really nothing is like it was in the past anymore. We have a complete change here. It's like this kind of a brief moment. Suddenly it caught up with him and he realized, wow, a lot is changing here. That's when he also felt this stability, this sense of arriving, and he ran away. He ran away from arriving, from stability. For some of you, if you've ever been in a relationship, it's also like this, as I said. Wow, it's really, really great. But over time, he also realized, wait a minute, this is completely different from how it always was before. I'm in the middle of a complete change here. And that's when he took off, because it's unfamiliar to him. What happened with him, this sense of family, this stability, this security, this feeling of having arrived, that everything is solid here, almost like a seal has been set on it. Now it's sealed. It's truly secure. And that's when this insecurity shows up, because it's such a big change. And then it's like, oh God, better put on my sneakers and get out of here as fast as I can. Then, if you're in the getting to know each other phase and he told you, okay, listen, let's have no contact for now, if you weren't in a relationship yet, I also see here that he felt the heart connection was much stronger. And he thought, yeah, this is all just really, really fun here, very casual and relaxed. And then he realized from you that you want more, you actually want a decision. And for him, it was, again, this knee-jerk reaction, this shortness of breath that I see. So you could have actually pulled out an oxygen tent and a breathing mask at that point. And then it was like, oh God, the decision, I'm about to get into something serious. I'll never get out of it again. So in short, in that brief moment, he feels cornered. That's how I see the person he cares about. And that's why he took off. And when he says no more relationship, no more contact, no, it's over, completely finished. I see that entirely as a lie, because I see his decision in the high reality. He's not doing so well either, because you're still on his mind, whether there's still contact or not. So we're talking about no contact here, right? Even if there's no contact and you're thinking, okay, he's finally forgotten about me. No, he definitely hasn't. Because I clearly see in his thoughts there's still communication with you, and you can still see that heart connection. The heart connection that hasn't stopped yet. He's just the type who always completely withdraws, tenses up, shuts himself off. And he's never really opened up because he's always stuck in this instability. And when he says the relationship is over, when it's done, as I said earlier, it's not over yet. Because even though he said that in that moment, it was just a snapshot. So, and now we're at the point, oh, contact, great. What should I do now? How can I best fix the whole thing now? Then maybe it's like this. Maybe you wrote a few more times, reached out a few more times and wanted to have a conversation, a discussion, something like that. Let's talk about it again. That makes him tense up again, because he's like, oh my God, he doesn't know how to argue properly and just sticks to what he said. But he doesn't feel comfortable because his heart keeps saying, haha, look, here I am. You can't escape me. That's how it keeps coming up for me, because in his thoughts, there's nothing clear. His thoughts are directed toward you. That closeness, that sense of comfort, the feel-good factor, that's what he's missing. And those are also the feelings of happiness. And here too, that opportunity we saw right at the beginning is being shown again. He wants to have contact with you again. But here it says, if you were always the one writing or reaching out, pull back now and do nothing more. According to this reading, please, we are working with the collective. So I always want to emphasize, and this is very, very important, you must always make your own decisions completely freely for yourself. We are doing a collective reading. This is not a personal reading for you or your specific situation. It can only grasp the bigger picture in the collective. That's what this reading is showing. It means he's actually a bit of a coward himself and doesn't know at all how to go about it now. And in the end, I actually see him in his thoughts, how can I best approach this again now? So now we have this angel versus devil situation, this scale, this back and forth. But for him, it's not over yet, because you keep appearing no matter what he does, whether he goes on vacation, hangs out with friends, or even if someone else has come along as a temporary distraction. Everything seems just great. But that's all just on the surface. It's all just a distraction. But in reality, you occupy his thoughts more than you think. And that's the big issue. So now to the question of whether it's really final for him, whether he truly meant it. No more contact, no more relationship, either one or the other, or maybe both at the same time, depending on the situation. I see that as a complete lie. He's just fooling himself. And then there's this thought, how could I possibly... He's already thinking about it. He's thinking about getting in touch with you. But it's also like this, if contact happens again, it will be kind of indirect, hinting at things rather than being straightforward. So he won't say directly, hey, listen, what I did here was crap. He won't admit it was wrong. Instead, he'll try to come up with some kind of excuse. And that's what I see in his thoughts when he communicates. You might even find yourself smiling because you're thinking, what's actually going on with you? Please don't be disappointed if you don't get exactly what you were hoping or wishing for. Just smile about it, because I can see you're special someone here, and he's not just hinting at things. He's speaking through an entire flower bed. So we have a whole flower bed that he's talking through, trying to get back into communication with you. It could also be that he tries something in public or something like that, but the matter is definitely not settled or over yet. As I said, you can see for yourself where you are right now, what position you're in, what surrounds you, and he himself feels that the decision he made was wrong, because those are behavioral patterns he kept bringing from the past, and he can no longer go along with them. With these behavioral patterns, he keeps recognizing what he has repeatedly brought to light. That's what no longer feels right for him. And he feels that, and that is his own transformation, his own process that he is going through. So let's take a look at what we have here. Oh, now we have the major arcana again, twice more the major arcana. Wow. I think it's really great what's being shown here. And yes, things are moving along here quite smoothly, because with your loved one, as I said, you occupy his thoughts more than you can imagine. And we have temperance. And with temperance, balance is revealed. It's moving toward harmony. He is coming into harmony with himself, because we've seen this imbalance here. We've seen it again now, this imbalance, this exhaustion. He can't go on anymore either. He doesn't want all of that from the past anymore. He wants this balance. And it's his inner guidance that he's now embracing more and more, because he knows we've seen relationship here, and now we see relationship again. He knows that with you, it's a good, healthy relationship. It's not unhealthy, meaning there's nothing wrong, nothing superficial or anything like that. He knows that, and when it comes to the connection, the relationship, he's always put on a bit of a front with you. Wasn't open, not sincere, only open-minded up to a certain point, perhaps. And that's because he feels it deep inside. His inner self, his heart guides him and shows him the way. And that's what's being revealed. And it really has to do with the relationship. And that's what it is. Like a short circuit, a last minute panic. Oh my God, I have to run away because somehow this feels too good, too right. So now we have another major arcana card, and we have Judgment. Justice. Beautiful, because your beloved, it was like this. He was also unfair to you. And yes, one or two lies that we mentioned earlier are being shown again, but he also wants to give you the same in return, this equality. And he is in the process of weighing decisions. He is weighing things up right now, because he is now facing the truth more and more. And here too, the topic is responsibility, a relationship, taking responsibility. That's what we have here. Here we have it again there, the connection, the card shows it. And he is on his way to enter into this area. And responsibility, this truly stable commitment, he has never really fully accepted before, and has entered into this change. And he is completely in this process right now, your beloved. And there, as I said, we have a process, and he has been fooling himself. He has lied to himself, but now he's taking responsibility. He wants that too, because the truth really, Eisen, that is the heart. The heart tells the truth, and you are in his heart. And now he's facing the truth. And that is the transformation that, as I said, is being shown. Whether you ultimately still want this is entirely up to you. You are always the captain of your ship of life. And you always look out for yourself, for what or who is good for you. Whether you accept the change in your loved one, if he comes back to you, is completely your decision. And I wish you both, from the bottom of my heart, all the very best and lots of love. Goodbye.